Most definitely. Like even like in terms of like female artists, like in the underground scene, you have like what BK the Ruler. I think what Baby X Sosa. You have like even like with the indie stuff with like Princess Nokia and like Ivy Soul and like Tee.Scott and like all those people too, and like even on the R&B side.
Abra. Abra. Yeah. Unlock it. That track go hard.
That video?
Crazy.
Yeah, most definitely. So, Tee.Scott, these two questions are only for you in that sense. So, you were actually in a former girl group called Keys, like back then. So, tell me more about that experience on how you formed that group and what was like that experience like being in that girl group for the first time or during that time.
So being Keys was an amazing experience. Honestly, like I was really young. I don't even think I'd graduated high school just as yet. And me and my friend Marley, we're still friends. We're still good. Even Monroe, we're cool too. And we decided at the time we were in a choir group, and we were like, yeah, we want to do a girl group. Let's do it. So we started like reaching out to like other people. We wanted like 4 or 5 girls, but we ended up getting 4, and then one girl dropped out, and so Monroe ended up being the person that like stuck through, came to rehearsals, and like, you know, we did that. And Marley Unkxwn, she's an artist as well. Check her out. Shout out to Marley.
Hey, Marley.
We formed that together, and we wrote our song called I Salute, and that was dope. And then we went on to write a song called Worth More, and that was dope as fuck too. And yeah, we performed at Manifesto and Honey Jam, which was super cool. We got to do a whole bunch of workshops, and we met like a lot of artists that are still doing their thing to this day. And yeah, it was great. Performing at Manifesto was crazy. Like at Dundas Square, what? No, I think who was headlining that year? I saw Jessie Reyez. This is before she like blew up. It was, and I was like, yeah, this girl is boom. Yeah, she was amazing. So yeah, good experience.
Most definitely. And like with that music from there, you could find it like on all streaming services in that sense.
No, I think that our performance from Honey Jam is still on YouTube, I believe. And I think the song with me and Marley, Worth More, Keys the Duo, is on SoundCloud. But yeah, if you find that stuff, check it out. It was a vibe. Such a vibe. Everything I do is a vibe. Bitch.
Period.
Most definitely. So I think we already explained more on the performance side in that sense too. So let's get back into the Unlisted Negro sense. So for first time listeners, how would you guys both describe your music to them, and what can they expect like from the both of you in that sense?
Black pussy.
Black pussy. Yeah, I mean.
Wait, let me rephrase that. Divine black pussy.
Yeah, I would put divine in there. Just that black, divine, feminine energy, and there's no limit to that. There's no genre to that. We can't say that we're just a neo soul band or R&B or hip hop. There's so many things. Like, if you listen to our project, like there's a lot going on.
It's the range for me.
Yeah, like we're not just one thing. We can do whatever we put our minds to, and if we're feeling a vibe, like it's a vibe.
Yeah. Fun.
We have
and
fun.
but not just like I feel like it's so important to, as like black people specifically, to display like us having a good fucking time and just like living our life. We just living our life. We ain't nothing special or secret or you know what I mean. Like we just have it. Like we enjoying our friendship. Like we talk shit all the time. We laugh all the time. So like when you see us chilling and talking, like we ain't putting on or pretending to like do that for the cameras. Like this shit we do literally every day. We sit down, we talk about everything, and so when we write music, it feels like we talking from the same brain because we live on that same like wavelength all the time. And so that's what you could expect from our music, like just a genuine vibe, like a real, this is how we feel.
And a lot of our songs are freestyles too, so.
Most.
Yeah.
Well, how many songs are not
Most
on the
of them,
project was
except
written?
for, like,
One. That's how it feels.
Yeah, most of them are like freestyle.
But even in the way that that happened was like super spontaneous in itself as well.
Super crazy.
Yeah, nah, most definitely. I don't. This is like kind of like a manifestation for a bit too. But do you guys like manifest like having like black people like, or just like even like black folk in that sense being front row and like on shows and things?
We talked about that. You know, this was like that. I was telling you, this is so controversial. But like, I feel like it's important for our audience to reflect the people that we trying to like really connect to for real. Our name is Unlisted Negros.
Bro, because T was Savage's crowd.
T was Savage crowd was filled with a beautiful African, like of every shape, size, variation, and it was so beautiful to see that like your audience looked like you. And that's, I feel like that's like, and then you had the sprinkle of, you know, salt and pepper through the place. But like, I feel like that's what it is. Like we've had several people like bring us this point of like, oh, you know, your name, like, you know, it might turn certain people off and da da da. Well, yeah, like if it turns certain people off, that says already that what we have to offer ain't for you. If the name Unlisted Negros, if you feel uncomfortable saying that shit, if you feel uncomfortable reading that shit, seeing that shit, sitting with us, sitting around us, being around us, why would I worry about what you feel about my music? You don't even like me as you perceive me. You know? So, yeah.
Yeah, it's bigger than money and sales and streams and
No.
all of that shit.
No.
Fuck all of that shit.
No.
Like, we're not doing this for that. It's never been about that for me. Like, I just literally, like, want to express myself. And I want to, you know, be what other artists have been for me. And, like, music has saved my life multiple times. Like, being able to connect with other artists and hear their pain and their struggle and know that, like, I'm going to get through that. So...
And it's feel good to see too, like other, like we be walking down the street and like other like black girls will like stop us and be like, "Yo, fuck that shit up," and we be like, yes, bitch, you like that shit? Is it giving, bitch? Like, you know, that connection and that like exchange of like, they walk away laughing, we walk away laughing, and like being able to like give that to each other, and like you could see people around us even like experiencing that like that merge. And I feel like that's something that's so magical specifically about like our people who were like uprooted and then thrown into, you know what I mean? And so that's what I feel like that's what we about, like sharing that, spreading that, and having people realize that it's that easy. You just be your fucking self. Fuck these people. Fuck what they thinking, they thought, and just do what make you feel good.
Yeah.
Cause I remember like Noname like really like talking about this like a couple years ago on Twitter, where she got tired of just like white audiences like being like front row at her shows and just seeing like all white and all that.
Absolutely not. And like we love you, or we appreciate you, and and whatever. And I feel like too, it's important to say that it doesn't make your appreciation for my music less. That ain't what it means. But understand, like, if you love it and appreciate where it's coming from that much, you should know that who is this going to be more valuable to? Me, who kind of already have access to a lot of things just by who I is, versus somebody else who don't got it like that. And that's up to the person to fucking step aside and be like, yeah, I like this, but also I understand that this for y'all. And I respect that.
Yeah, no, most definitely. So I want to talk more about your stage names. So how did you guys get your stage names, and what's like the meaning like behind them?
My name is Tee.Scott. As I said, my name is Tiana, and my friends call me T. Tee.Scott. Scott's my last name, so it just kind of like worked, and like I decided on it. And there's actually a DJ from back in the day, rest in peace, Tee.Scott KayGeni, and like I get tagged in like vinyls of him on Instagram. yeah, that's crazy. But like Spotify tells me like his plays for the month, like it's fucked up. There's a dot. Don't forget the motherfucking dot, Tee.Scott. Yeah, so that's where my name comes from. It just kind of has a ring to it, and I liked it. I thought about changing it, but yeah.
For me, my name is a mixture of my first name, my given name, and my middle name. And I feel like for me, it was important to. I don't want to say. I feel like I used to tell people like, oh, I hated my name because it was so like normal sounding. But now that I think about it, I feel like there were deeper issues that I had with this with my name. But when I was renaming myself, I still wanted to like I didn't want to deviate too far from like the names that my parents who lovingly like they gave me those names for a reason, you know. So yeah, that's how KayGeni. So it's a mixture of the front of my first name and then the front of my middle name.
No, most definitely. So I want to ask you guys like this. So what do you guys both bring to the table as like a rising like alt bass like duo, or just like even like a specific like just like a specific bass like duo out of like the Toronto music scene?
We are the table.
What makes you both what makes both of you like individually and the duo different from like the rest in that sense?
I mean everybody different. Everybody, yeah. Like I feel like you ain't gotta make nothing make you different. Like I was gonna give a really graphic analogy, and the better part of me said, "Don't do that. Don't do that." But yeah, everybody's different. Everybody have their own. Like I feel like if we stop like categorizing ourselves, it would be a more genuine like development of like artists who actually like feel comfortable being themselves and ain't just trying to like do these gimmicky stupid shit to like feel like a version of a thing that they think people are gonna like.
Yeah. What she said.
Yeah, most definitely. And you know, with the alt scene right now, it's going crazy for like in terms of like a lot of stuff like with music, art, with fashion. So how do you both feel about the resurgence of like young like black folk like getting into that whole like alt scene, whether it's like for music or art or fashion or for poetry or anything else?
We're definitely here for it. We're rooting for everybody black. So, you know, stay positive, stay shining. We're just here for it all. You know, no matter what it is you're doing, we're just here for black joy. So, you know, creatively or not.
Cultivating joy. That's what black joy specifically.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah.
We're just here for that shit. So, yeah, man. We're not just black. You know, like there's so many versions of black people, and it's beautiful to see that. So it's super beautiful to see that, but we all relate to each other at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, we come from different backgrounds and shit. Like, you know, it's just an unspoken language.
That's the beautiful thing about it too, eh?